Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. So you're watching footage shot with the Insta360 X3. So the X3 is the follow-up to the Insta360 One X2. And if you're wondering what happened to the one part of the name, that's because Insta360 has decided to clean up the naming scheme. So what Insta360 has done is it's gotten rid of that one naming scheme. So this is now just called the X3. So Insta360 One X2 was probably the best consumer grade 360 camera, and the X3 continues that trend. So how does the X3 improve on the One X2? It improves by giving it a larger image sensor. It is now a 1/2 inch sensor that allows you to take in still 5.7K 360-degree video, but you get better dynamic range and better lighting because of the larger image sensor. More than that, you can shoot with just one of the lens for a 4K wide angle footage, which is what I'm shooting right now. This is not a 360 footage, this is just a wide angle, like action style footage. And yeah, I am in Copenhagen, Denmark right now, if you haven't noticed yet. Oh, and all the sound you're hearing so far is coming directly from the internal microphone of the X3. So earlier when I was riding my bike, maybe you will have heard some like wind muffle noise. You know, but that's you can't escape that if you're shooting with an action camera out and about. Like right now I'm in a more quieter environment. My voice should be coming through loud and clear. There's also a new software feature called Me Mode. So as the name implies, it's to film a video that locks on to just you or me, the person holding the camera. You're actually watching Me Mode footage right now, and the special feature with Me Mode that differs it from previous Insta360 shooting modes is that it will just lock on to me even when I move the camera around. I don't have to reframe this later in post. It will also erase the selfie stick from the camera. Right now this is obviously on a selfie stick. I have it pretty far out. Now you may be wondering what's the difference between Me Mode and just shooting standard wide angle videos then, because they look similar. The main difference is that Me Mode will lock onto just me. So no matter where I move the camera, I am the star of the show. Whereas this action camera mode does not lock onto me. I can move it to point forward, point to the side, point to the left. So it really depends on what you need. Now this mode can also shoot at 4K resolution, whereas Me Mode maxes out at 1080p. So personally, I prefer using this mode because it allows me to shoot myself if I need, or point forward if I need. I can always make the selfie stick longer and get a much higher vantage point than I normally would with any other smartphone camera. Now the screen of the X3 is also much larger than before. It is a 2.3-inch panel that measures diagonally, so it actually looks like a tiny smartphone screen. Sometimes when I'm holding onto this camera and I'm swiping through the menus and stuff, it actually feels like I'm using a small Android phone. So the benefit of having such a large screen is I can see what I'm shooting with much clearly. Right now I can actually see exactly how I'm framed in the video directly on camera. You couldn't really do that before with the One X2 or any One series cameras before that. But of course, the main attraction of the X3 is still to shoot 360 videos, and with the larger 1/2 inch sensor, you get really crisp and well-detailed 360 videos.
I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion is never exhausted.
Now the overall hardware and look of the X3 will feel very familiar to anyone who used the One X2. It looks just like the last generation camera, except the screen is much bigger. I can see myself when I'm filming. Insta360 also added a couple more buttons to allow faster action. So this circular button down here, that's the shutter button. You just press this once to record. This here is a mode switcher button. So this will allow you to quickly cycle through all the different shooting modes I just talked about. And if you want to change shooting resolution, all of that, just tap on a touchscreen, cycle through the menu. And over on the right side, you have a power button right here. And then this is another shortcut button that if you press it once, it will quickly bring up a quick menu, so you can customize and assign some settings to it. Up here, it's the USB-C charging port, and then down here, it's the battery slot. Now this is an 1800 mAh battery, and it will allow the X3 to shoot well over an hour and a half to 2 hours continuously from my testing. And then inside is the micro SD card slot, because you store all your footage on a micro SD card. And you notice there's a plastic flap right here. This is a water seal flap. That means the X3 is waterproof, up to 33 feet or 10 meters to non-Americans up. What I like about Insta360 software is you can do all the editing directly on the phone with Insta360's companion app for iOS and Android. And it's very intuitive. Basically, with just that app, you can do any editing that you could think of. All the clips I showed you were in fact edited on the mobile app. But if you're a more serious content creator, Insta360 has a proper computer software for Mac and Windows, and then there you will have even more controls, including exporting at the highest resolution level and at ProRes. It's a little bit overwhelming, to be honest. That's the whole Insta360 X3 package in a nutshell. All the stuff I talked about, like 360 videos, me mode, wide angle action video mode, these are just some of the features. You can also shoot 72 megapixel 360 photos, 8K time lapse, just a bunch of other stuff that you can do. This is really the ultimate do-it-all camera for like a solo traveler or a solo content creator, because you don't need someone to hold the camera for you. Now, I don't know the retail price of the X3 yet at the time of me making this video, but Insta360 sold the last X2 at around $430 US. So I would expect the price to be about the same. I don't think Insta360 is gonna bump up the price too high. I think it'll be like under $480, at least I hope. I already know there are some segments of people who will have absolutely no use for a camera like this. Like, I have some friends, they don't really care to film anything when they go out, and they don't even go out that much. For them, there's no way in hell this is worth it. But if you're an adventurer, if you're a solo content creator, if you're a frequent traveler and you always want to document everything, the Insta360 X3 is well worth the money, and it's once again the best consumer grade camera in this class. So that's about it for this video. I have a lot more content coming up, including stuff from IFA and the iPhone 14 pretty soon, so please stay tuned. Thanks for watching.